Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everyone to ROP Podcast, Run of Play, where we discuss everything football. I'm having unfiltered conversation with my friends. I am Tobes, but you can call me Dr. Tobes. And we've got Sean, we've got Jude, we've got Johnny Boy, and we've got Dixie. How are you doing, gentlemen?
Pretty good, pretty good. It's good to be here with everyone.
Nice to have everyone here.
Yes, Mr.
Same
Johnny
here.
Boy, how are you doing?
Love the
Happy
energy
to be
already.
here. I'm glad to discuss
Yeah.
football with my folks.
I like how we all seem very like nice and quiet and polite. This is basically a group chat of people who have been friends for a long time coming to life. So
Yeah.
I'm excited basically, and this should be fun
Absolutely.
essentially. I mean, for what it's worth, like we all played football also. You can say relatively to a high level because we're all on the same team. We got to play on the big pitch, except one of us. I'll leave the audience to guess which one of us you think wasn't part of the team.
Yeah, I can tell you it's not Johnny Boy, I can tell you.
I don't know what conclusion to draw from that, Dr. Tubes, but yeah, let the audience guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're all fans of football. We're gonna kick off these recordings with talking about the Euros, which is what is happening right now. And most of us, I think, on this call support England. At least 50% of the people here out of 5 support England, which means 2 people support England and 1 person is like give or take. And
I
then
think
there's there's somebody on the Spanish side, somebody who just hates Spain, somebody who hates somebody who hates France, and myself, who I'm not a big fan of Cristiano Ronaldo.
We just have to
So I think the
clarify.
person
When
wanted
you
to
say
start.
hate, we're talking about the football team, not the country.
Not the country. Thank you for that. Thank you for that clarification, Ogotos. We have nothing against the country itself, just the football team. And the place we wanted to start was England. Obviously Gareth Southgate is trying an experiment with Trent Alexander-Arnold in midfield. I wanted to just go around and get everyone's initial thoughts on England, that specific tactic, what you expect. I'll start from the person next to me, Dr. Tobes, and then we'll go to Jude, Dixon, and then Johnny Boy.
Right. So in terms of the England tactics, Southgate tactics, it's been the same for the last 2-3 competitions. So I'm not surprised anymore. But in terms of Trent in the midfield, I have a different point of view from, I'm sure, majority of people on the panel, because he actually contributes. I personally see football as a team sport, not as an individual sport. And he's put in the midfield because of his range of passes and, long range passes and accuracy, stuff like that. And he actually delivers. Because if you check some of the statistics of the match against Denmark, he actually created more chances than everyone on the pitch, and he played for only 54 minutes. So, yes, it might not be defensive-minded. People might say it's better to put Rice and Kobe Mainoo as a partnership. But in terms of creativity, because of the negative style of play that England have, score a goal, and everyone goes to defend, sometimes you need someone to just ping that pass to Saka or ping that pass to Foden or ping that pass to Harry Kane. And that is where
So
I think,
basically,
from my point of view,
you think Trent is doing exactly what they're asking him to do?
yes, he's doing the role that he's asked to do, yes.
Jude, how
And
you
of
feel about
set
that?
pieces as well, he's quite dangerous in set pieces, even though at the moment it's like Foden taking the set pieces, but I think they should give Foden a chance more. But that's my point of view. I'm sure other people beg to differ.
Jude, how you feel about that?
I think it's an advantage, but at the same time, I feel this is a real competition. You don't just start practicing in a real competition. You probably want to try it out over your qualifiers. So,
He did over the qualifiers. He played Trent in the midfield against
but
Belgium in the qualifiers
you're
as well.
playing not all games though, and probably look at the teams they were playing, right? But I won't blame Trent. It's just like how John Mikel would be playing, like he passes around, but people don't see him because he's not kind of an attacking player or that creative to send
Wait, so
it.
do you agree? do you agree, first of all, with Dr. Toves that Trent is doing exactly what they're asking him to do?
I would say 50%. I agree, but not fully agree.
That's hilarious.
I feel like he should, for what they need now, he should probably just play natural midfielders to move forward.
Dixon.
I think is on.
Sorry, before Dixon comes in, I just want to do a little rebuttal. I said play actual midfielders, but Trent is an actual midfielder. He was converted to be a inverted right winger. So you can say he's an actual midfielder as well.
You're saying converted as in he was a midfielder in under 16s or something.
Yeah, he was. He was a midfielder because he came into the Liverpool first team, and obviously most academy players, they put them as defenders to start with, and that's why he's playing there. But even his actual role, he's not a defender. He comes into the midfield, drifts into the midfield a lot of times, so he's still a midfielder. That's what I think. But it's not a defensive midfielder. It's more of a central midfielder more than a defensive midfielder. My opinion. Football is about opinions, but that's my opinion. Sorry, Dixon. Sorry to cut you off.
Dixie, shit on his opinion. I know it's an opinion, but...
Okay. Oh, no. So, I think it's unfair that we're scapegoating Trent. Because, I mean, just picture for a second that you take out Trent from the team and put a natural midfielder. Do you think England would have played any better? So, I think it's more of what is the mindset of the coach? Score one, take the lead, pack the ball, throw the ball. I saw a tweet this morning. Somebody did a long thread. I forgot. I would have munched it and sent to the group. The person pointed 15 times in the game where Pickford chose to play a long goal kick. Why all his players around him were signaling for the ball. That tells you his instruction from the bench. Long the ball. So I do not think Trent alone is responsible for England's poor show in this tournament. I think all the blame should rest on the shoulders of Gareth Southgate. Because if you look at it, Trent, it's not like he has directly been involved in any of the goals, or neither has he also been involved in any of the goals conceded from his wing. Do you understand? So, in my opinion, I just think the team needs to do better. They need to take the foot off the brake. Risk it. Lay it out. Left to me, I think England should just do they can play 3 at the back without necessarily 5 supporting midfielders. Play 3 at the back, put 4 midfielders, put 3 attackers. You know that gives you 6 people up front in attacking position. Because currently what England is playing
is the issue having people up front, right? And with very much what Dr. Toes was saying.
At the moment, England is playing it. Look at the formation England is playing. They're playing more of it. They're playing. What are they playing? They're playing 4-3-3, more or less. And of the 3, you have 2 people. They're playing Rice, and who else is in the supporting midfield? Who is the...
Just Rice and Trent.
Rice and Trent. It looks too defensive. You have 4 people at the back, Rice and Trent. That are like 6 people already to prevent a goal. How many people are going to score the goal? Just 4. Why not take the foot off the pedal and risk it, play it? England has wealth of attacking prowess lying on the bench, on the pitch, but the coach is he's a caution first coach. That's what I think.
In theory, right? In theory, what Dr. Toves is saying, in theory, Trent is supposed to be like a Paul Scholes type of player, where he's just getting the ball and pinging it left and pinging it right, because theoretically
next time
he has the passing range.
Maybe next time England plays, I will munch some parts of the game so you see. There are sometimes where Hurricane seems isolated up front. So many times in the game, you see only Hurricane within the box of the opponent. He's the only one there. So there's only so much Trent can do with passes.
Johnny boy, you're currently a Real Madrid fan. And I say currently because I think 2 months ago you were supporting somebody else.
It changes team every 2 months. It's okay.
A better version of Trent would be the Real Madrid dream, right? A midfielder that has the range and passing range and all that. Do you see any value in this Trent in midfield, idea, or is it a complete wash? Or is it all Southgate, as I think Dixon is suggesting?
Your audio is low, or is it my mind?
It,
It's on.
it's not. It's
low?
not.
No, it's fine now. I think you get the mic closer to your mouth. It's fine.
Okay, so what's been the biggest downfall of Trent's career is what? He can't defend, right? So in Liverpool, what did the press start with? They said, okay, why doesn't Klopp try him in the middle, right? And then Klopp tried him for like few games. I think he had some good games. And then what happened? They ran with the narrative, okay, let's not play Trent as right back now. Let's move him up front. And they started putting the pressure on Southgate. So what did Southgate do? Southgate said, okay, let's try it. And he tried it. I think I definitely went to that point and said it worked for some friendly games or qualifiers. I don't know. So now they're in the tournament. And people forget that tournament football is different from qualifiers. Look at Serbia. Look at Poland. When it comes to qualifiers, they are so excellent. But when it comes to the tournament, they are crap. So I don't feel the media is the biggest instigator of this nonsense, and I blame Southgate because why do you allow the media to push you to do nonsense? I wouldn't play Trent. To be honest with you, I always said that.
No.
To me, what I would have done is very simple. I'll play Bellingham and Rice as my middle, play Foden as my 10, and then play like a Gordon, a natural winger. Foden doesn't play. I know he comes in from the left for Man City once in a while, but to me, he's not a left winger. So play someone like a
Should I
Gordon.
see you shaking your head?
Yeah,
Sorry,
I just feel more of the like what Obi is saying. That's what I always have in mind. I think this guy needs to understand the caliber of players he's handling. He needs to let them press. They need to attack. Coming to be like conservative or like playing the Mourinho style of game.
Might be conservative because actually France does it.
No, they can. They actually have a good
Tchouaméni
team.
and Kante. So they also do that, and it works
No,
for them.
but,
So it's
but
not about
Kante
being
moves
conservative.
forward. Kante is not a sitting.
Yeah, but come on,
He's a box-to-box kind
you
of
know what
guy,
Kante
right?
does, though.
So those are the things you have to look at. Kobe Meno is a box-to-box, can do box-to-box too.
Box to
So
box too.
Rice can do box-to-box.
Exactly.
So what he needs to do is like you need to let like something like maybe a 3-5-2, but with support going like this
Pick your
guy.
11. Pick
Trent
your
can
11. Pick your 11. Denzi. Pick your 11 for England
For
in that
me,
3-5-2.
With the 3-5-2, it will be, let's say, John Stones. The problem is that Trent might have to go away. Walker is already there.
That's fine. I wouldn't have
Trippier,
him in my starting 11 as well.
going John Stones, sitting down. Then, let me see. I have Saka up front. That's fine.
So that's Trippier, Gehi, and Stones, the three in defense. The
three in
three.
defense, right?
Okay.
Then Kyle Walker. The problem is that either Kyle Walker or Trent. So this is where Trent can come in, right? Trent can play that midfield and drop back, and then we can play Declan Rice.
Okay.
And you put in maybe one of those guys, either Kobe Meno, and then I'll have in my front. I'd rather have either between Kane and Foden or Kane and Jude.
Kane has to start as the captain, unfortunately.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like Kane and Jude.
Non-negotiable.
And this your team is not complete yet now. You still remain like
Then
two
the
guys
same
or so.
11 that he has. The only difference is that I'm changing Kyle Walker or Trent. Kyle Walker for what's his name, for Kobe to sit in the midfield.
And then where does Trent not play then? Because since Trent is still playing your
Trent
team.
can be playing that midfield. He can push up to midfield and come back. Then the other guys can be let to go forward.
So that means Foden is on the bench as well too, because
No. Foden is there.
Dr. Toes, it doesn't seem like you're on this 3-5-2. You're on this 3-5-2
So
train.
Bellingham
They
bench
need
is
to
right.
attack and push the ball more
Right.
forward. And
The thing for me is I don't play coach, I don't play manager. I try to understand what the coach is trying to do. And if you understand what the coach is trying to do, what Southgate is doing is actually working to a certain extent, right? Because it's a tournament. That's how England have been playing for the last 3 tournaments. They like to sit 1-0, defend, hit them on the counter attack or whatever. Because Foden's role there is to ping the ball to Saka. Every game, that's all it does. Every defender gets the ball, give it to Trent, pin the ball to Saka, or try to ping it to Foden. That is the formation. So what he's doing is working, but the problem with England is that they're not as efficient in front of goal. So it seems that what he's doing is not working at the minute. But who is to say that when they move on to the second round or quarterfinals, Gordon is not going to be the left winger and he'll be more attacking and a bit more expressive.
Okay, I was about to follow up with you on that, right? Because you're saying they're less potent up front. So you think it's something that needs to change within the starting front three or something? And I'll go to Dixon next on this topic, but of Kane, Saka, and Foden, would you drop any one of them? Swap them out?
Kane comes in like Giroud now because his legs are gone. So you play more of, I would think, Watkins in front, because in the last game, if you saw when Watkins came on, there was more expression. People could he could run in behind. Kane could no longer run in behind. They just pin him in the midfield. So it will be Kane that will come in in last 10, last 20 minutes, and Watkins be the striker. But again, I'm not a manager. I don't have to tell coaches what to do. But that's my opinion.
Off the top of my head, why can't England play with two strikers? Two natural strikers. Did you notice what happened yesterday when Watkins entered? You will see someone who is hungry for... I like players who are hungry for opportunity to prove themselves. I can take out one of the people in the midfield, play two people, Kane and a proper striker, maybe Tony or Watkins. A 9. I need a natural 9. Because you need a fox in the box, somebody who can get the second ball, someone who can rebound the ball, someone who can just win a header, just throw everything in the kitchen sink, whatever comes out, That's just my point.
Who are you dropping? Who are you dropping from this team?
I can drop Foden. It's not... If you take... Foden, in my opinion, is a system player. You take Foden out from the City setup where they hug the ball, they play the ball to the byline, somebody cuts in, somebody taps in, you pass the opponent to submission. You take him away from that setup. Foden can play anything else. Foden, in my mind, is like Bernardo Silva. Have you watched Portugal with Bernardo Silva? He has no impact. Why? He's a system player. Foden, in my head, looks like a system player. I can take Foden out, put Tony or Watkins up front. You can keep whichever four you want. Because England has so much midfielders. It's difficult for me to pick who and who will be, but just choose your four good midfielders for England. Keep two people, Kane and somebody to support him, a proper striker. I think England will be fine. But where you have to isolate Kane and you have wingers who are now playing as wing forwards, you are stressing everybody. Foden, Saka. In fact, at some point, they are both so close to the center of the pitch. Everyone is behind. And then you just have Kane up front alone in the midst of opponents. It's stressful. There's nothing that says England can't have two proper strikers.
I think it matters who you play in midfield, because I think from my perspective, I don't think Trent is doing what they asked of him at all. And I don't think the odd through pass is worth it.
What Ebere said earlier. He said he blames the coach for listening to the media. I don't think it's realistic to be the England coach and not allow the media put you under pressure. Until the lineup came out. Wait, let me explain something. Until the lineup came out this night, nobody knew Mbappe was not starting. Why? Other big teams, the media are not poking their nose. England's lineup at 2 days ago was out before the game yesterday. When England is going to play tomorrow, I can give England's lineup this night, because Daily Mail would have already reported it. If Gordon is starting, you will see it's Gordon to start tomorrow. That makes headline. So it's almost impossible for some reason, I don't know why, but it's almost impossible.
You know why now? You know why the British media is the British media is really intense. They
have the lineup and they will publish it. So it's difficult to. I don't blame Southgate for allowing media pressure him.
I blame Southgate for listening to, because between Gary Neville and Wayne Rooney, two of them have maybe like 10 victories in their entire managerial career between the both of them. So I don't know why he'll be taking football ideas from people who have failed, management completely. I don't think the Trent thing is working. I don't think the odd through pass here and there justifies Trent in midfield. He looks completely lost. As in receiving the ball, I think he need a special skill to play in midfield.
The Trent thing might work if Declan Rice actually does his role, because Declan Rice is almost a defender. It's not even a midfielder. It's just there. It's like a back five.
Too many people at the back. Thank you, Dr. Toast. Too many people at the back.
Trent. There's something
no.
England is good enough to play with 3 defenders. Let every other person.
It's not just Trent. It's not just Trent, but I think from my perspective, Trent is -1.
You guys know, right? Those are instructions from the coach. All right.
So we have to put the blame on the coach.
Of course, the
What
coach deserves the blame. No, I'm not scapegoating Trent. I'm pointing out the ways I don't think the Trent thing is working, right? So I don't agree that Trent is doing what he's supposed to do and everybody else is. No, I think the Trent idea was bad from the get-go. He looks out of place in midfield. Like he's not controlling ball when they pass to him. He's not scanning the way a
But
midfielder
you're
would
making it
scan.
look like he's the only one doing it. Every England player can tell you
No.
something they've been doing wrong since the tournament started.
Yeah.
No. But I
yeah.
think Trent looks particularly bad in midfield, right? Like when you're not scanning to see what's around you because
can
you're
tell me
not
one
used
thing
to.
good Bellingham did yesterday?
I think Bellingham is the link between England's midfield and attack. His job is to carry the ball often like he does in Madrid. And I think he gets
Did he do
into
it
cold
yesterday?
attacks. Bellingham.
You have any
God
memory
bless you
of him
for
doing it
bringing,
yesterday?
God bless you for bringing up Bellingham because they won't bring him up that he played garbage yesterday. He did.
I would drop him. I won't even think
Completely
about
garbage.
it. I will drop Bellingham. I won't even think about it.
Oh,
He's
no,
not doing
Trent
anything.
played
It's
better
a-
than
it's a
Bellingham
poster boy.
in that game. But
He's the
you know,
scapegoat.
Poster boy, that's true now.
No, he's
the
one.
poster boy.
Already a poster boy.
He's the fall guy.
I think he's the fall guy because the manager picked him and it was a terrible
also-
idea.
It's just the disconnect in the team.
for me, I don't even blame the man. It's when it's post-match conference when he was saying no because you don't have Calvin Phillips. As if Calvin
I didn't
Phillips
understand
was
that
something
too.
better.
That
I
was
didn't
crazy.
understand
Yeah,
that.
no, that was
Just
crazy.
deflect. Maybe a deflective mechanism.
You know what
to-
that implies? That means
Yes.
Rice is not doing what he's supposed to do. Because Calvin Phillips is Rice is the one who should be doing whatever he thinks Calvin Phillips does.
Yes.
So if
But why
he
What's
says
meant to do,
we
right?
have-
you want to score one and sit down? Doesn't
In
make sense for that
2024.
caliber of team. Harry Kane who
It's
scored
unfair.
almost 30 goals. Foden scored his
Actually, I see it differently.
was on hot form.
I see him blaming the media for that. Just like I said, the media made him start
That's why
this
they-
guy in midfield. He's
No,
his
he's-
main guy.
no,
who
he's-
plays
he's his
Calvin
own-
Phillips.
If it's
But
listening
he
to
knew-
media and
he's
this
all
age,
him.
he should not be a
He
coach.
knew if he
Is-
picked Calvin Phillips.
He's been how many years of reigning in He's been at the reins of England for how many years? He shouldn't be. He should know how to handle the media pressure.
Yeah,
It's
no, that
difficult
one
for
is all
England
him.
coach.
I'm
It's
with
difficult for
Jude on
England
that.
coach.
It's not like
He actually believed it. He actually thought it was a good idea.
England job is a different job. It's difficult. The media. I remember 2010 World Cup when they were showing Eurosport then, when DSTV still had Eurosport, they were showing arrival of countries to the World Cup. So you see like US, you see all these security guys, different countries. When it came to England, as the plane touched down South Africa, the first 20 people that came down from the plane, you just see press. I don't think people are going to ignore. No, I think England job is something
I
else.
don't think but Dixon, you're saying two different things, right? I think what I think Jude is saying, and which I agree with as well, is that it's Southgate's idea. The media might have said it, but he too, for some reason, was believing what Dr. Toves is saying, right? That Trent would just sit down, he would just be passing, he'll be longing the ball, basically.
Exactly.
That's what Trent is there to do. He would just be longing the ball left, and right. But let's take the opportunity to segue. We have one of our other, friends joining us, Obaseki. I don't know if he can hear us or if he's going live, but we'll give him time to set up. I will move on to Jude's arch nemesis, Spain, who have qualified, and I guess we'll start with Jude on this Spain topic, right? I mean, Spain, they've qualified from their group. It seemed like an easy, showing from them.
No
How are you
sweat.
feeling about Spain this tournament? You think it's initial gra? You think they can go all the way?
I already said it. Their plane is warming up. It's probably quarterfinal. They're out. That's what I'll give.
The plane is warming up to crash.
He's warming up to crash. Right.
The voice
They
of a
don't
hater.
have- For
Voice of a hater.
me, they don't have the experience to take them to the final. That's what I think up front. They don't have that experience. Lamar might not be capable, and Nico Williams, we all know inconsistency between him and his brother, but him on
His
the
brother
pitch.
is from Ghana, please.
Final, yeah. So that's what I'm trying to say. Like with the Spanish league, it's not that consistent. So you need like at least a mix of players, like top stars who can pull you through. Like that game.
What about all these guys now? What about Morata, Rodri,
You can't count Morata when you need a goal.
Cucurella?
You can ask Mourinho. You can ask Mourinho when it's important. You can't count on Morata. So I feel like
So
when
you think quarterfinals?
They can play possessive football. That's fine. But getting that result is what matters in the competition.
I mean, what if this is their year now? What if this is Lamine Yamal's year to shock everybody or something?
In Barcelona this year, so it cannot happen in Spain.
Quarter final, okay. I could tell that Johnny Boy was itching.
Johnny Boy should be happy.
Yeah.
But quarter final is when I think they have to go.
When you play with
Yeah. When you play with Grass.
No more own goals then.
Johnny Boy, you were itching to rebut Jude. What's your own?
Well,
I mean, obviously Johnny Boy is the Spanish guy.
Do you think about that?
I'm
Jude
here.
is talking from a hate standpoint, and I can't blame him for that. He's supporting
No,
England.
but he raises some good points now. He raises some good points. To win the tournament, you need a mix of experience and youthful, actual raw talent.
Which you countered. You mentioned Rodri, you mentioned Morata, you mentioned minus. We even have Cavallal. Cavallal is experienced.
Yes.
Caballal and Rodri, I'll give you, but Morata, no.
He's experienced though. You still
Your
count it
front
as
line, there's no
experience.
experience.
You still count it as experience. Whether you like it or
Ferran
you still-
Torres has won the league quite a number of times. He's experienced.
Exactly.
Has he won any European competition?
Who?
Aside from
You guys forget that we won Nations League, right? 2 years ago. You forget that, right? Spain won it, remember?
Is it Nation Leagues like the Carabao Cup of international
It
tournament?
doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We shall won it. It's part of.
four teams will play.
When
Of
Ronaldo
my
is
assist teams.
catching his trophies, I'm sure it's part of it.
Ronaldo is a freak now. Ronaldo counts even the trophy in his backyard, him and his son. He counts it as part of his own victory. All right, Dixon, how you feel about Spain? Are you bullish, bearish on Spain?
So what impressed me the most about Spain is the fact that they've moved from tiki-taka football. So my observation yesterday was they're not playing quick transition. They're playing high pressing, quick transition via the flank, more like heavy metal football, the club style. So I was so impressed yesterday. I think I sent it to the group. 2 times in the game I snapped it. The entire front, the entire defense of Spain were at the center of the pitch. On 2 occasions, like very high pressing football. They were not hugging the ball. They get the ball, release it, make an attempt. They were even shooting from outside the box. It was pleasant to see. So I think they are moving away from the Johan Cruyff tiki-taka possession-based style. Or maybe not, but for what I've seen so far, there are 2 games. They are trying something else. They are mixing it with that high attack, high press, quick transition game. And I think it's catching
you
everyone
think
on
they
our
can go far?
I think they can go to semis. I won't be shocked if they get to the semis. I won't be shocked.
Interesting.
When semis also
Dr. Toves, at the height of Spain's dominance in the world, the current Arsenal coach couldn't even smell their midfield. You know, I know Arsenal fans now want to rewrite history and pretend like Arteta was some kind of superstar, but he couldn't even get into that Spanish midfield. Now the team has obviously fallen. They've fallen from grace. You know, there's not enough as much quality in the team. How do you feel about Spain's chances this year?
Wait, there are so many things you said. Which one do you want me to address?
I know. I threw you some gratuitous insults at Arsenal. Well, pick anyone you like. Take any one of them.
Right. Well, you know, there's in life, not everyone can reach the pinnacle, but it doesn't matter how you get there, as long as you get there, right? He might not have been in the team, but not a lot of people that are in the team are
I'm a top
position
job as
that he
coach.
is right now, you know. But anyways, that's a discussion for another day, maybe when the league starts. But in terms of the Euros, I think Spain are doing what they're expected to do. Really, I don't really have time for them. I'm with Jude on this one. I think they're just going to. And
You think the players go to crash?
They are participants, they are passengers. They are going to leave very, very soon. I was surprised with the performance against Italy, because I expected Italy to do better. I think maybe Italy.
So they're like plantain, right? In a meal, they are nice to have, but like you eat it first or last or halfway to the meal.
Yeah,
they're not really going anywhere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, not even plantain. They're like stew on jollof rice. It's irrelevant, but you know, it's nice to
You
have.
can't be jollof without the stew.
Exactly. Yeah. So
Wait, that means it's not bad.
That's
exactly.
it's not bad. No,
More
that's
like that.
Nice one.
that's actually
Nice one.
very good. That's very good. Speaking of things that you might need to have or must have, The next thing for us to quickly, discuss is France and Mbappe. I think for some of us who insist that Mbappe is a must-have for France. Other people might say it's a nice to have because the French team is really good. And I'll start with Dixon on this one. It was a topic or it was a point that you brought up. Do you actually believe that France can't perform without Mbappe?
Drake said, like a sprained ankle, you can't play with me. I think Mbappe is like a sprained ankle. They can't play without him at all. Like he's like a good ankle. They can't play without him. Look at their qualifiers. He's the highest goal scorer. The last 2 tournaments that people said they entered the final World Cup, he was the one that scored the most. And it shows heavy reliance on him. And I don't blame the French team. Is there any team that will have Mbappe and not consciously or unconsciously rely on him? So I think now it's a wake-up call for them, although it's risky. In a tournament, you're not realizing that what if this guy is not available?
Exactly.
Because today, I barely remember them having any shot on goal today. They did. I actually checked the stat. It was 3, but I can't remember it. And I watched the full game. So it just shows, I think they need him to recover sooner rather than later.
Judah is here.
The same. I feel like they have an reliance on him. I just think they still have the players to make it through. Not like 100% confidence, but they still have players because their defense is solid. Their midfield is also okay. I just feel like in such a game, Kolomwani cannot be reliable. I'd rather play Giroud. Giroud can drop for Griezmann to shoot. That's what I expected them to play. Like I think which competition was that they had that same combination. So that's what I expect from them.
The last World Cup.
Yeah, that's what I expect from them. You don't really need, like Thuram was just being off the play, like he was in a different competition on his own in that pitch.
Yeah,
that's what I think, and I think for me, I felt like Dembele could have done more damage on that wing. Maybe Didier should have pushed the right back or somebody who is at the right midfielder to support Dembele so that they can beat Ake. Because Dembele has the pace and they had some cut-ins, but Dembele was not quick enough or like he's not a solid finisher to be able to say, oh,
he has a speed without no brain. Sorry.
That kind of stuff. So if somebody was running like the way you see Madrid, what's his name? If Vinicius is going, Cavalla or somebody on the right is going, Cavalla can support that. So they would have beaten that wing. That wing was their easiest to go through.
Speaking of pace and player, I guess, like selection, what do you think about people who say that like Kolomani has to start before or Thuram has to start before Giroud? Because you at least need to start with energy. You need to start with like people up front who have pace, who have power. Giroud is a senior man. He's at the twilight of his career. I don't even know where he's playing currently and how many more years he has left in him.
I think it's more like maybe a management decision, right? Like the game today feels more like, oh, we don't have Mbappe. These guys will know that we don't have Mbappe. We don't have a threat. What should we do? We need energy in that midfield. And that's why they probably brought Thuram to come in, right? Because Giroud can't do most of the runs. And Griezmann probably will not be able to do most of the runs. So I think that was like what they played out because Netherlands are also they had some chances that they couldn't like penetrate that much into, but they had like, if they had like a weak point, they could have penetrated more. So I felt maybe he just wanted to choke that midfield so that you don't feel like there's no Mbappe, we can have a free run. You understand? Defense can feel relaxed. There was still threat to the defense. It's just that the finishing wasn't great for France today.
I respectfully disagree with everything Jude just said because he's talking about it from my perspective. He's discussing it based on his own expectation. He's forgetting the other team, right? I don't think if Mbappe played today, Netherlands would have set up differently. That is Ronald Koeman when he was a manager at Everton and Southampton. That's his setup. They're going to play exactly the same way they played today. Yes,
No,
yes,
no, I'm not talking about the Netherlands. I'm talking about the France.
yes. I know
Like
Netherlands will play the
him
same with
an
or
extra
without.
man.
Netherlands will play the same whether Mbappe is there
You
or
never
not.
can. Maybe Didier would have thought maybe something my spot or because Mbappe is not there. So let's
No,
have that
the
show.
French players were underwhelming. I can see that you're keeping for
Anyway,
France. That's what you're doing. You're keeping for France, and you're not giving credit to Netherlands because
no,
they
I give
played
credit
very
to
very
Netherlands.
well.
But I
Ram
expected the game
was
to be that way,
non-existent.
though.
Dembele was trying too hard. I don't know what he was doing there. If we're saying Foden was rubbish, yeah, he was worse than
That's why
Foden.
I said a guy with pace with no
Thuram,
brain. That's
I
why I
don't know.
call
He
him.
should stop playing. He should be on the bench for at least for 2-3 games. Then maybe he needs to know what is happening before he comes back comes back into the squad. Chouameni did his best, but then again, so yes, Mbappe is very very important, but the other players need to stand up for themselves. Yeah, everyone is saying Mbappe is very important because the other players are not playing well. Griezmann, some people will say maybe he had a bet that he's not going to score. That's why he refused to score today. Because all the goal chances that he had.
All those chances, it was
Yeah, so.
No,
Anyways, Mbappe is important,
Ju-
but
ju-
the other players need to step up. That's what I want to say, basically.
I don't know. I think Mbappe is the icing on the cake. I think France still probably gets to the final or semi-final without Mbappe, but Mbappe just guarantees that. Mbappe is just the guarantee,
Yeah, not the way
right?
they're
That
playing.
they're going
Not
to
the
beat
way those
anybody
guys
they
play
come up
today.
against.
Without Mbappe, they're not going
with the way they play today. I don't.
will not
Who has
import
played
out.
well now?
There's no
They won't
Mbappe.
import out.
If there's no Mbappe,
Who has played well? Who has played well this tournament? Who has played well that you
If
can
they play
say?
like this and they miss Spain, the match will be over at halftime.
who
If
has
they
played
play
well?
like this and they miss Spain of
Yeah,
yesterday that we
Germany has
watch,
played well, definitely.
or
Okay,
Germany,
Germany has played
I
well.
would have said Spain, but they couldn't. They couldn't finish. Yes,
You hate to not like you say there. I understand.
It's
We
not like
understand.
because Spain.
We understand. We
Um,
understand. We understand. We
I
understand.
see. I'm calling teams that are perfect. All round from
Are you
defense.
comparing Italy with Scotland? Come on, let's not do this. Come on, let's not even go there. You can't
no,
compare
but
Italy and
Italy's
Scotland.
washed now. Italy's washed right now.
Yeah, I didn't
And
say.
Scotland.
I didn't
Come
say.
on, come
They're in
on.
the same boats now.
No.
They're
Let's.
both washed teams.
I know Italy is bad, but please.
No. Italy
Let's
will
not start this nonsense here,
Yes, they
please.
need to be serious.
There's some teams that are happy to be in the tournament. There's some teams that they know they are good in
They came
tournament.
to stand
Scotland
biometric.
belongs to the other group.
Bro, Italy is
They're
going
happy
back
to be
home.
there.
Who is in Italy now? As in, who
Italy
is the
have
person
3
in
points.
Italy?
Why would they go back home?
They
They
might
have
They're
make
3
going home
points.
now.
now.
All
If
they
not
need to
now,
do
they're
is
going back
Croatia,
home
and they
next
can beat
round.
Croatia. Why?
They
Exactly.
Okay,
can
next
talk
round.
Croatia.
Okay,
They don't need to press.
they will likely beat Croatia. They will qualify.
Just drop Croatia. There's nothing there. The other team won't beat Spain now.
No, but if we're comparing Spain and France, for example, look at who is in defense, who is in midfield for
So
France, who
you
is in
guys,
attack
let's
for
remove
France.
paper. I think this looking at names on paper. On paper,
it's
England should have like the best team. They should be guaranteed to be in the final.
Exactly.
Yes.
But
I
in
think
you
reality,
guys
they will
forget
not
that.
see semis.
with the way they played now, if Spain should jam France without Mbappe, they'll probably beat. They'll
It will
probably.
be over at
Even with
halftime.
Mbappe, what I've
No,
seen France play their
with
first two
Mbappe,
matches.
with
Listen,
Mbappe.
the first two games with France have been underwhelming to me. I don't know what you guys
See.
are
Mostly
watching, but that's what I
underwhelming,
feel.
yes.
What
I
what
watched
No,
the
I'm
game
it's
sure
against
not
of?
Austria,
Austria.
and Mbappe was in that team. Mbappe was
Wait,
in the
so
game
who is
against
supposed to
Austria.
carry Spain over the line? Is it Pedri? Is it Pedri and Gavi? And
That's
and,
a
and
team
the
sport
16
now.
year
It's a team sport.
The sum of the parts is
Okay.
greater
Oh,
We've
as
than.
a team
had
sports,
four
but
goal
France
scorers
is
so
is
far.
Mbappe.
That's why
We've had
that
4 goal
they,
scorers.
they are
Not
just
4 goals,
few.
and we had 4 goal
Yeah,
scorers.
the jollof price is ahead. They are just few.
We've
Well,
had
Very
4
No.
goal
strong
scorers.
point. 4 goal scorers. Unlike
So
France,
we are sharing. You can say we are sharing the goals. You can say that.
You know what? You know what is sure for France. You know what is sure for France. If you look across that defense, for example, Saliba, the people that they have playing for them, these are people who like they can
will not
defend
concede.
all day. Just give them 24 hours. They can just be defending, right?
And
And you have somebody like
Kante is
Kamavinga.
there. Kante is there.
You have
please.
N'Golo Kante.
Kante is
Like,
like
so-
2 people.
Kante is like 2 or 3 people in that field. That
My
team.
only,
That's what
my
I'm
only
saying.
fear with Spain, I won't lie to you, is when it gets to like extra time and penalties. That's where my problem is because that's what killed us the last tournament against.
I think
last
Spain
Euro.
loses to
Remember we played Italy.
England.
You guys remember we played Italy
Germany.
hands down, but we lost in the penalties because Morata missed his penalty shootout.
That's the person you say will take it to the final.
I never said. I said his experience, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That the same
Experience with failure.
that first league.
No, I think France can do what England is trying to do. France can do it at a much higher level, right? Because they have far
the
better
players.
defenders.
Because
France
far
can do
better,
it
like
with or without Mbappe.
Trent is not
Let's put
20 years yet.
qualifiers on this. With or without Mbappe.
my feeling is that without Mbappe, it will be tough for them, but they will still beat, I think, almost anybody they come up against in this tournament.
I disagree.
But with
Maybe
Mbappe, it's
Scotland,
gonna
maybe
be
they
Never
like
cost to
to
win.
They will shut up
And Austria.
They will not be jamming. That's
without Mbappe is like 60-40 that France will win. That's my own 60-40, 70-30.
You think that France
But
will
with
win?
Mbappe is 90%.
That's true.
Yeah, that France will win. Yeah.
against which team?
Against
which
anybody
team exactly?
in this tournament.
Oh.
Yeah, that's my own. I think the French team, like I told you guys in the group chat, is the most complete
against
team.
Spain, I see them
Yes,
more
on paper,
likely,
like Dixie, like
I
Obi
see
said,
them more likely
on
to
paper
beat
they are the most
or go to
complete.
On
penalties.
paper, on
Yes.
the pitch, they are
I
very
don't
far
see
from
that.
it.
I don't see that.
No, that their defense. You have to credit them. Their defense is good.
They-
Yeah,
who have
so
they
we're
met?
saying.
Who have they
It
met
is-
in the tournament?
Exactly.
Who has anybody met now?
Now,
Let's not say who has played. Who has anybody met?
It's a big.
I don't
apart
beat
from
defending
maybe Spain.
champions now. I beat
No,
defending
apart
champions.
from Spain.
Croatia and Italy. Look, I'm not
Thank
supporting
you.
Spain.
And that's the
But
toughest
Croatia
group.
is
We
the team that plays well in
agree.
tournament.
We
Who?
agree to that. That's the toughest
Russia did not come
tournament.
up. They did not show up this tournament.
Yeah, but it's not my fault. That's not my fault.
It's the way Spain played them.
We're looking at the current tournament. We're not
You,
looking at
you can't blame it on
what they
Spain.
were playing before.
No.
But you can't blame that
So,
on Spain, though.
Current tournament is what we are looking at.
Yeah, but
Okay,
you
what
can't blame
about
that on
Italy?
Spain, though.
He's asking which team can beat them
wait,
this
before
tournament.
the match, before
He
yesterday,
said no, which team has played
let's
good
do it
team.
like this.
I said Spain has. He said Spain. I said Spain. We played Croatia.
Spain
we
can
played
beat
Italy.
France.
No. He said which team has played good teams this tournament, and I mentioned Spain. That's what Chibutom was
France
asking.
just played Netherlands. Netherlands is better than
And they
Italy.
didn't win. That's what I said. They didn't beat.
Oh,
They didn't
okay. You won by own goal.
Dude,
Cousins are-
Dude, let's do it like
Did
this.
I win or did I not win? I don't understand.
Bro, as in, honestly,
Like, it's so easy.
It'll be too funny when Spain go home. Dixon, what are you trying to say?
It will be
My
very,
point
very.
is-
I've waited.
It's not the first time now. Kyoto was why I even supported. Let's even hear Sam.
England.
France, no. England and France.
See this
Before the
criminals.
game yesterday,
See
before the
them.
game yesterday,
Criminals.
Italy Spain, it was like this battle of like two big teams. It was hyped. Nobody expected it to be one-way traffic. That just gives you
I mean,
the quality of Spain.
Italy only came alive like last 5
I
minutes.
knew that Spain will possess the football. You
Because
understand?
Spain
I
are not even
did.
playing the tiki-taka anymore. I'm talking of chances created. Before now, Spain can hold the ball for 60 minutes and create just two chances.
We miss chances, so
They
like,
were
you do
creating
what you
chance
did.
upon chance upon chance. After
This guy from Betis, what's his name? This guy was a Newcastle before,
Can't beat
Perez.
that
And
guy.
it's even they call him
Perez.
up. He missed
I
like
just-
two chances, bro.
Need
To
to
kill
get
the game.
Saliba.
I don't think Italy has been a good team since like mid
Yes.
2000. This is my opinion, and I think I blame Southgate for any match that Italy has because it's Southgate's fault that Italy have a trophy in recent time.
No, but they didn't win that Euros though. They were okay. The last Euros they were okay. Remember
They
the
are
Belgium
defending
team? Let's not
champions now.
forget that.
They are the
Belgium
defending
too.
champions.
They have
Thank
the-
you.
Yeah,
Belgium.
no, say this is bounce now. This is the kind of thing we'll say. This is my opinion.
Yeah, I
I don't rate
understand what you're
them.
saying.
I don't rate Italy. I don't think they're a good team. So I think they're on their way home
They had
very
more
quickly.
of players with experience and players that could
Wait.
fight that you.
Wait.
They
Sean,
had-
you
they
think
had,
Italy is
yeah.
on their way home?
Yeah, they're going home.
Probably-
But they are going to
Okay.
beat Croatia most likely and they will qualify.
think
Even if they don't
so-
qualify.
From that group, 3 teams are qualifying. From that group, 3 teams are qualifying. Watch.
Who's the third?
So
team? Who's the third?
Because
team?
I
Croatia.
have a
Albania
few Croatia
now.
might actually beat.
I don't understand.
No,
How is-
Albania cannot beat Spain
How
now.
is Spain?
Spain don't need the match. They can
True,
rest their
true,
players and
true.
sit up the
no,
group.
Spain will still win. They will still win.
Need that nine
They can rest their players
no.
and sit up the group.
We
They
are
already
already
have six.
guaranteed top. We are already guaranteed
No,
top.
they will still win.
What I'm saying, they still need that. They will still want to not. Albania will not see, even if they've changed a few players in that game. It will probably be 2 or 3 players. You understand? And they will possess
I
that.
might do
football.
I might do for the Albanians, so you never can tell. You
Who?
know,
Let's use
my
let's
Albania
use
boys,
the
you know them
opportunity
now.
Albania that they couldn't beat Italy will be Spain.
to segue into some of our other contenders, right? I think previously in pre-production we had talked about like dark horses. So like aside from I think everybody has their main team. I think aside from myself and Iberia, I don't think anybody else has declared put their team on the table. I think Iberia is Spain,
Jude is hiding
France
behind.
France and or England.
You
Let's
can
hear
have
from the
2
other
teams. You are
guys. who
criminal.
they
You
are.
can have 2 teams. You have
I
to
have
pick
2
one.
teams now. Come on,
No,
collect one for me.
I don't have a horse. I don't have a horse in the race. Whoever wins. I'm not fussed. But I just think France, Germany are going
I can
to
as
be in
well
the
say
final.
I can as well say France and Spain. If you
Germany
have
or
to
Spain?
say,
Should I say Germany
no,
or
but
Spain?
no, eh? What?
Should I say Germany or Spain?
Nah, I don't need you. I don't need you. Bad belly. I don't need you.
Is the team you're supporting now? Jude, who are you supporting?
I think I'll give it to Germany though.
Germany.
I'll give
Okay.
it to Germany.
Dixon.
I don't really know who will win, but I know who will not.
No, I think, who are you supporting?
Yes.
Don't be Akpabio. Don't be a Nigerian politician in this. Who are you supporting?
He's just supporting the underdogs to defeat the big guys.
Yeah, so I just like the underdog. So I'm looking for people that will do well, not to win or do well. My dark horse is Romania.
Who would you like to see their armpits? Who would you like to see win? Who would you like to see lift trophy?
Nobody.
Anybody for
That's a good
England.
question. It's true.
Anybody
Anybody
but
but
England.
England.
That's
Yes.
hilarious. That's
Anybody
hilarious.
but England.
So, who do you want to see the
Spain
armpits? That's
too
true.
now. Please
I
have
only want
faith.
to see my wife armpits. I,
I mean-
don't want to
I
see
mean,
anybody else's
Jude-
armpits, please. Thank you very much.
No. I mean, she said it was from this guy so Harry that, like, as a footballer, every now and then it's good to show your armpit because it means you're lifting trophy. There's a club in England that we've not seen their armpits for like 20 years.
They lift
you
now.
know.
They lift plate. Maybe they did not lift it too much.
Actually, that team actually saw the armpit 3 years ago, though. 4 years ago.
Let's do that now. Except they're counting
And the
base
thing
cup.
is that when people are counting decades,
FA
people are
Cup, they won
forgetting
FA
that
Cup 4 years
10
ago
decades
now.
is
What are you
close to
talking
20.
No.
Well,
Jude brought up Germany. I want us to spend like a little time on
Germans.
Germany, and I guess like we'll start with Dr. Tobes on this one since we're talking about coaches. Germany might on paper have probably the most exciting coach I think in the tournaments with Nagelsmann. Do you see them doing anything interesting?
Yeah, I think they'll go.
Do
all
you
the way.
think Jude is a long
I think
shot?
they're going all the way. First of all, they're at home.
All the
They're
way.
at home. The team have been playing together for quite a while now, just like France. I think that's why I think I'm predicting France Germany final because they have more longevity as a squad. But yeah, if they're going to win, I don't know, but I know they'll get to the final. That's my prediction. Because style of play.
Jude, you brought up
understanding.
Germany, okay?
So if France and Germany meet like in
Yeah,
semis, what
I
happens?
If they meet in the
feel-
semis,
see the
then
Germany
I
they-
will
think
beat
they are the ones playing like good, sweet football, exciting football. They probably have almost the same match of team like France, but France has more experience in winning things, right, than the guys there. But with the coach, I feel is more attacking. I think this tournament you have to attack. That's what I just think. Just attack and push the ball into the
Yeah.
net. And for me, I don't know their paths. The only people that might want to give them a tough time would be between either Spain's possession football or France defense. Well, I don't trust the French keeper, but in terms of defense and everything. But because most of them now play under like maybe 2 or 3 of them in that attack play for a club, right? That understanding is already there of what this guy would do, and it's also home advantage. Most likely they will have some games that they walk over, like that kind of Spain's game. Now they will have a walkover, maybe one free penalty. They will have a walkover, so that kind of stuff. You gotta argue with VAR in your other life, but we are entering the final. Then I also think Voodoo is a cruise. It might be a cruise year. Might be easier to win everything.
Rodri, have you?
No, Cruz. Which Rodri?
Cruz.
Cruz.
Oh.
Cruz.
Oh, Tony Cruz, right? Yes.
Cruz,
Okay.
yeah. So that's what I think.
Johnny Boy, I mean, from your own perspective, I guess maybe talk about it in terms of who you think is the biggest threat for your beloved Spain.
I understand the hype around Germany, but once you guys forget that Germany have not played anybody. They played Scotland and they played who? Hungary. Those are, let's be honest, they are minions.
Okay.
But I'm very sure they're not. Both of them are not top 30 in FIFA ranking. I'm very sure.
I think Scotland can beat Italy on a good day, but okay.
Nah, that's
who
a
in
lie,
Italy?
bro.
Who in Italy
that's-
had a better season than Scott McTominay?
Come on, you're just talking. That's one player out of 11 players. Come on, is he the only one scoring and defending and attacking? He doesn't do everything, bro. So I'll gauge it. I'll gauge Germany better against Switzerland because when it comes to tournaments, Switzerland is a little bit different when it comes to tournaments. So I'll gauge them a little bit against Switzerland. So I'll see. But so far they have been good. Like Jude said, the home advantage is helping them, and they've been playing garbage teams as well.
Stylistically, Germany.
Do you think
Germany
they're a
works
threat
over
to?
Switzerland.
Obviously, yes, they are. For the fact they're home alone, that's a big advantage. You can't
Let's even
deny
ask
that
yourself,
fact.
who do you think are the biggest threats to Spain?
Like I said, I mentioned France, and now I admit Germany because Germany is home. That's just the major reason. I don't really fear Germany. To be honest with you, I don't fear them.
Okay,
Like
okay.
the last guys that took you out.
Which guys?
Morocco.
Is it that took me out now?
On
Last
penalty,
time.
you
The
didn't fear them.
penalties, yeah, and they won the tournament, so that's fine. So the people that beat me actually won the tournament, that's fine.
What a
Okay.
shame.
That's okay. At least I know that what
Yeah,
I
but
won,
you-
England is still
Anything
waiting
is playing,
to
to
beat
be
that.
fair,
I
but
Like,
understand that.
it's not in England here. There's not really jam because aside from me, I don't think anybody is really
Dude
feeling
is
England.
forget dude is English.
England.
I'm telling you,
No, I'm not. You
See,
think I'm English?
it's by force. So, Jude is by force that he supports England.
dude is English. Forget him. He's hiding here, but I know behind closed doors he's an English
I
fan.
told you the coach wanted to come to Man U. I said it's a bad deal for us. How will I not support the coach in England?
In England,
No,
I
you can
mean,
support the team without supporting the coach now.
No,
I don't like the Spanish coach. Doesn't now support the team.
Come back again.
I don't like the Spanish coach right now. I don't like him.
No,
Me, he's kind of
Dixon-
too. He's kind of
Oh,
too
Dixon,
big for my liking.
let's say your thoughts on Germany and maybe also, I guess, like
Trent
who
is-
else you think might be a possible people, somebody that we're not talking about, like so maybe Portugal as well or anyone else.
So I think Germany. First of all, I have to look at their coach. Nigerian's football is built on outscore your opponent. So he doesn't mind conceding 3 or scoring 4. You watch him in Bayern, the season, I think he spent just one season there, and they scored lots of goals. They conceded also
He
quite
didn't
a
even
number of
complete the
goals,
season.
but
I think he was relieved after like
Yeah.
6 months or so.
yeah, no, he finished it. He won the league, but
finished
scored
the
plenty
season.
goals. He finished the season. He won league, but scored plenty goals. But the issue is, and this tournament, like Jude said earlier, is about scoring. This tournament so far we've been seeing is about attacking. Who is the better attacking team? Then of course the home advantage helps them. But I fear for Germany, I fear Germany has a potential problem like France does. We didn't see France having crack until Mbappe injured. So I'm just thinking off the top of my head, you are recalling Cruz who is retiring. I've never seen that since I started watching football. Like a player is retiring and his national team is recalling him in the same year. So what happens if Cruz gets injured? Nobody has ever thought about that, right? Because think about it.
Yeah.
That shows the midfield has a big problem. For you to call someone who is retiring from football back into national team that retired like some 3-4 years ago, that shows that there's a huge hole to be filled by 34 or 35. How old is Cruz? So why? Of course, I think they can go far, but I just feel if anything happens to Cruz, that midfield will lack a lot. And they are not heavy on defending. They are more of let's outscore you. So they look like a team you can beat the day you play your 100%.
They've not been tested now defensively.
They've not been tested, but they are playing good football. For the neutrals, they are a team to watch for the neutrals.
And
they
I don't
will
like that
go-
you guys say we should not use. You guys say we should not use names on paper, and it's only based on names and paper that we're counting Croatia and Italy that Spain beat to. Because if you want to use on the pitch, it doesn't follow that they are a big team. It's paper
That's
that
what
we're
I'm-
using to. That,
Peter Bena, what are you talking about?
Who?
no, it's paper that we're using to give Italy credits now.
No. Albania is not there. No, don't do this. Albania is not.
2 midgets.
But I was also praise it because they beat Albania.
Albania is better than Scotland now. I'm sure. If Albania beats Scotland, we beat them.
I
And
was
this
also
Albania, what
also praise it for beating
I don't
Albania.
understand. Oh, I don't know.
Ocean, what do you think?
this
No,
Albania is
leave
saw.
Iberia now.
This Albania is
guys-
saw. If
Italy,
they play
Albania,
Scotland, they'll beat Scotland.
who would have been your favorite before the match?
Both of them say could have lost that game. That's how bad. That's how bad.
How bad
It's
it
been a
was.
golden
That's
draw.
how bad it was. both of them could have lost. No, that's hilarious. I guess I thought you were going to give us something on, but Dr. Toes, maybe a bit about Portugal. Do you see Ronaldo, Bruno,
To be honest, I've not
Bernardo
even watched any
can't.
Portuguese match because I don't even have faith in that squad at all. So I've not really watched anything from them. So I'm just going to defer to Dixon on this one.
Wow, Dixon, how do you feel?
I think that's the team.
Portugal, from what I've seen in their qualifiers, as much as I love Ronaldo, like, this one is never. I love Ronaldo a lot. I think the Portuguese team, the players seem to put on their weight more when he's not playing. So in the case of, Mr. Pedro and Mr. I can do it. But when he's playing, none of them just seems to defer to him, like, okay, give him the ball. So you look at their qualifying games, when he's not playing, they score more. When he's playing, they also win, but they will score less. So I think the less he plays in the tournament, the more I think others will give their all. Because in case of everybody putting up that extra, which is like what I think the Dr. Toves or Sean that said that Mbappe, as he's not playing for France, everybody's supposed to put that extra, put in that extra shift.
Yeah.
So Portugal, they seem to do that when Ronaldo is not playing. Everybody's putting in that extra. So I think if they want to really go far, they should just. What do you say?
You know, I hear what you're saying, Dixon.
So I think
they want to go far.
The more he's not playing, everybody will put in that extra. I think they can be exciting to watch. But to win the tournament now, I think that's
what about Rafael?
No, Jude, you and I had this argument
In
about
Man
Ronaldo.
United, yes.
Just the same way you hate Spain. I hate Ronaldo, but I actually also love him secretly. But what outwardly for the most part is hate that I feel.
Their football. I just hate some people's the way Arsenal fans are is what makes me not
like Spain.
Good football last season. I won't hide it, but to win that trophy.
How do you see Dixon's point about Ronaldo? How do you see Dixon's point about Ronaldo? Whether or not he should play for?
It's the same thing I feel right now after all the incident. But when you want to compare his Man U's time, I'm not in support. I'm not going to be on the page with you.
We say Ronaldo. Can Ronaldo still play today? Is he adding value to this Portuguese team or not?
I feel like they probably need to. It's more of a media stuff, right? So the coach has to tamper with sense. Otherwise, he will lose his job again. He will be the next person to lose. So if you remove the media, which is not possible, the only thing the coach will probably do is play like they do in Madrid, right? Play him maybe 2 games and rest him for 1. With that, you can probably see result. But the thing is that the media will not allow him rest. If they score like 5, you'll see Ronaldo being on the news that that was what happened in the World Cup. And then the match where they needed Ronaldo, they did not play him. Do you understand? So I feel it's more like if it's a big team, Ronaldo should play. If it's a small team, give those guys freedom. Let them not rely on Ronaldo. Do you understand? Let them take out that heat of football. You can see it in Bruno. At some point, he got frustrated. He started taking shots that he cannot take in mind. Started trying to attempt it.
I think the Portuguese coach is going to learn what Ten Hag learned at United, which is that you just cannot do anything with Ronaldo. Like you can't have him and put him on the bench. If he's there, he has to play. And if he's playing, it means that nobody else in your team is going to do anything because Bruno goes from Bruno Fernandes to Ronaldo's teammates. He no longer has a name, right? Bernardo Silva is no longer Bernardo Silva. He's now Ronaldo's teammates. Same thing goes for everybody.
I have to counter you, please. I accepted for Bruno. Bernardo, with or without Ronaldo, doesn't play anything in Portugal, please. I watch all Portugal game. Even their friendly.
Let's use Ruben Diaz.
Maybe, but not Bernardo, please. He does nothing for Portugal.
Let's use João Neves.
Rafael Leao.
Rafael Leao. Rafael Leao is a waste man, But like all these guys, they no longer become individuals. They all become Ronaldo's teammates the moment Ronaldo steps on the pitch. And that kind of disadvantage or that kind of lopsided attention, it can only have negative consequences because everybody wants to pass Ronaldo. But like Dr. Toves, I don't know. Do you have? I think you don't expect any particular team, but Ronaldo, where do you stand on this Ronaldo in Portugal? Do they need him? Do they not need him? How can they make the best of it?
Ronaldo is Ronaldo. If he's there, you have to play him. Like everyone is saying, like just maybe they have to use him the way England is using Kane. Just leave him in the front and let everyone do all the work from behind and have a second striker as a false 9. I don't know who the second striker is.
But they have Leo. It's just that Leo is stupid. He's not ball. He doesn't have a ball sense to be efficient. That's just the problem. He's supposed to be the person
Yeah, so
supporting
maybe
Ronaldo.
They have
they
Ramos
can play
too.
him the way like
Gonzalo Ramos.
City plays
Yes.
Haaland. Haaland is useless behind, so just leave him at the front.
Just
No, that's a
I'm
myth.
City,
Alvarez will
exactly.
come in.
That's a myth. At least with Haaland, you can hit 2 passes for Haaland. Say Haaland chase, right? You can say Haaland chase this ball. Haaland push this person.
Ronaldo will still chase ball.
Yeah, Ronaldo will still rush for.
Ronaldo will still
If Ronaldo is not tapping in, like say they give him square play, make it tap, he's not scoring anything.
he
Like
scores
if he's not tapping in or scoring freak long range shots now, he's not
Okay, they should
scoring
drop
anything. He's
Nico
not doing
number 10.
anything on the
headers.
pitch.
Number 10.
Scores headers.
That's another way to do it.
So he needs a number
Turn
10.
into old, like running in the old later stage of his career.
Ronaldo can't be that. Ronaldo can't be that.
He's too selfish to do it.
He's not about nine. He can't even pass the ball.
He can pass. He's just a selfish guy. He's
No.
creative.
To be in
No, he
10.
can. It's creative. But Ronaldo can pass. So
No,
I don't
the
think he can
requirement
pass.
is to sit down in 10. Ronaldo can sit in 10. He doesn't have
As I'm saying, he's just a selfish guy.
that
Because
midfield.
the only thing he wants to do is
Score.
Is to score. That's the only thing he wants to do. Don't get me started. That I Ronaldo is my enemy.
I just
I
said,
don't know.
they have to
I
sign a
feel about
contract
this
together and say,
Ronaldo
Ronaldo,
situation.
look, last 10 minutes you come and play. If you score, then you score. Then.
I feel like they should use the Zidane tactics. The tactics of resting him. Maybe some games you allow him to play 90 minutes and some games just take
But
him
the
out
thing
and
is,
sit.
he's,
That's why Ronaldo left Madrid. If a whole Zidane is probably that's like football royalty.
No, Zidane's own was more of rest. Ronaldo had a fallout with Perez. That's why he had left Madrid, not with Zidane.
Bro, because they told him that in the future there's more bench in your future. That's why he left. Forget
But I
his,
think you're not being fair on Ronaldo.
I'm
You're
not
saying
being fair.
Haaland will
No, I'm
pursue
not.
the ball. You're saying Haaland will pursue the ball. Haaland is 24. Ronaldo is 39.
39. No, what?
It's
That-
15
that's
years.
just
You know,
what
15
he's
years.
saying. He's saying you
No,
should get up.
which is
15
why
years.
which is why
presidents.
if your name
Giroud
which is why if you are Ronaldo, right, you have a choice.
Giroud did not change the ball
He
today.
should retire.
Can play him like that.
Thank you, retire.
He should retire. He should be blocking others.
Or be like
I
Giroud, be
don't think-
humble,
imagine
sit down on
if
the
he
bench.
stayed back in that team for long. Ronaldo
Five-time
can
Ballon d'Or winner. Yeah, compared with
Ronaldo
Giroud,
is
that has
going to
never been
come. Yeah, stop mentioning retirement. He's coming here in America 2 years time.
It's coming to America.
Who is that?
Ronaldo-
You see, his pride did not allow him to come to America because
He will not
Messi is
come
already the king
Come
here.
here.
For the World Cup now, 2 years. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, okay. You mean he's still going to be playing?
Let me take you guys on a tangent real quick. What about
But sorry, if, we didn't get Johnny Boy's view on Ronaldo and Portugal.
Well, to me, it's just big seconds because this Martinez has put himself in a big hole because the truth about it, you can't bet Ronaldo. You cannot because if you do that, like you said, all the media award goes towards Ronaldo and it takes away from the performance on the pitch.
Yes.
And now, if Ronaldo is spraying garbage, now you can't take him out because what's going to happen? He's going to it becomes about Ronaldo. So now Martinez has tied his hand by taking him. To me, as far as I'm concerned.
So if you're Martinez, what would you have done? You drop him at home?
You have to leave him at home. That's
Well,
it. This guy.
He has been using him in their qualifiers too now.
If I'm Martinez, first of all,
Let him be.
I will start
You
him.
give him-
Even
you
if I
give him the
take
wrong-
him, I will start him.
Give him the wrong departure time.
That's what I
Tell him that the flight is leaving at noon, whereas the flight left yesterday.
It can happen. They can sack Martinez the next day before even landing in Germany.
You have to, okay.
The guy
I would have
was
taken him,
on
but
everything.
I don't think I'll start him.
Better, but not to say you will drop
Focus
him.
on him.
But then yet again, like you said, right? Play him against the. You said better things than
Look,
that.
Euros-
And any
the thing is,
Argentine coach,
everything is
But
important.
any
I'm saying
Argentine
the good
coach
teams
keep Messi at home.
Exactly.
But
Messi is still
no,
different
but
now. Come on.
that's
Still
a good
delivering.
comparison because
Understand.
I wanted to leave this Ronaldo team, but Dixon is stirring up my spirit. when a player gets to Ronaldo's age, as was the case with everybody before him, you have two choices, right? You either accept your position on the bench and come on as a sub-impact player, or you go deeper. You play in midfield or an attacking midfield position. Rooney did it, Giggs did it, Ibra did it, Messi
You are
did it.
comparing him with people that have not won Ballon d'Or. Why are you doing this? Compare Apple with Apple.
Okay, Messi has won Ballon d'Or now. Is he my Ballon d'Or?
Messi is not his age, mate. He's older than Messi by 2 years.
Everybody that has won Ballon d'Or too has also gone through this thing called age, which happens to all of us.
Who has won Ballon d'Or that he played at 39?
Because nobody is that self-centered.
So he's working on a
Nobody
path
is that
never
delusional.
traveled. He's working on a path never traveled. And I'm not defending him here. I'm just trying to remove hate, which you have a lot for him. See, I'm not saying he should play or not to play. But you can look at it this way. Ronaldo is probably one of the fittest players. Is the definition of discipline. If you want to tell your child about
fit
how
is
to
not
be
by six
disciplined.
pack.
No, every player has 6 packs. I'm saying discipline. Come to training early. Look at the rubbish Rashford was doing last season. Can you imagine Ronaldo doing that?
Dixie, not players. Strikers in this tournament, you can't Ronaldo. Please, let's let it be. It's just like,
wait now, Shane, who has scored the most goal this season that just ended?
Okay. Is Chinedu in the village? If you want to count Saudi Arabia, which
I don't know. But something is never
why are we counting the goals that he scored?
Oh my God!
But there are other players in the same Saudi. There's Firmino, there's Mane, there's Mitrovic.
Yes,
but when Ronaldo scores it, look at Fatima, a Ballon d'Or winner.
Baba, all of them is wash. See, Ronaldo is like the emperor that has no clothes, right? Nobody wants to tell him because nobody can tell him.
McDonald's click scoring goals, they are praising him.
They're praising him.
Nobody wants to tell Ronaldo that, guy, don't do. As in, because it's until he's tired before he will retire. Until he's 45 years old. And you still want to be starting.
Is he having injury problems? Is he having discipline
issues?
-1?
He doesn't contribute anything. He's -1, essentially, in that Portuguese squad. Because count him out.
Sean, tell me one clear chance that he had that he didn't score.
I think that's not the right way to look at it because
he's a striker.
Right?
He's a striker.
No,
he's kind of striker. Now, it's not that Ronaldo you are thinking of, man, that will run back and come back and score.
No. Why are we doing like as if the striker stuff? Like they're types of strikers. They are off the shoulder strikers who play off the last defender, who are looking for you to give them a through pass so they can run. Right? They are the strikers who play with their back to the goal. Give me the ball. I can hold it and bring other people in play. They are the strikers like Thierry Henry, where they are on his pace. Which one is Ronaldo? Ronaldo just wants. He's only just give me the ball. Just give it to me in the box. That's all he wants to do. He's not going to press anybody. He's not going to tackle anybody. He's not going to contribute anything to the play. He just wants to collect the ball. Just work hard.
39.
You guys do your thing. You guys do your thing and then pass to me.
39.
Listen, you should go and be with Georgina and Ronaldo Jr. Go, as in, you have tried. Ronaldo, you have tried. Go home.
Maybe it's time to go. I agree.
What tomorrow? The thing is, you can't. Is Ronaldo, right? You can't tell him to stop. It's the same thing.
What does that mean?
No,
what do you mean by Ronaldo?
They are different class of players.
Okay.
They still make sales. He's the face of Saudi League. You understand?
Sorry. Dude, to support you, unlike one person that chooses the national team, Ronaldo doesn't choose national team. You can Google it, don't take my word for it.
The last one that they won.
Hold on. Let me explain.
Was he not the coach? Was he not coaching on the sideline?
Wait, don't take my word for it. Google it.
Ronaldo
Crespo said it, that no matter how many goals... Wait now, truth. Crespo said it, I think 2 World Cups ago, not this last one, the one before. He said no matter how many goals Icardi scores, it's not a Messi's camp, he's not going to the World Cup. He said he weeks before this. Highest goal scorer in Serie A, you won't carry him.
Icardi should go and sit down now.
You carried Martinez.
Icardi should go and sit down. Was he there when they were lifting a trophy, the World Cup? Was Icardi there?
No, I'm saying 2 World Cups ago, not this World Cup.
He should go and sit down.
2010.
Icardi was never it for me. He was never it.
He's not. He's not the one that slept with his teammate's wife or something.
Thank you.
Different issue. It has no bearing on this thing.
No, but he has.
It's a nuisance.
It's
He has
still a team.
bearing.
You're still a team.
No.
It's still a team.
Everybody has to
No,
protect their wife.
Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
Remember that.
See, as adults, we must learn to compartmentalize issues. You know, Courtois had an affair with KDB's girlfriend. Google it. And the coach wanted to drop Courtois. That was some years ago. And KDB said, no. KDB said that is a personal issue. She should not affect the national team. He was still invited to the Belgian team. So he was teammate to who has nagged his
But you
babe.
can't compare KDB and Icardi though. Let's be honest.
My point
In
is,
terms of importance to
their
the team,
personal
importance
issue.
to-
Yes,
Let's
no.
not let that
No, but you cannot compare the two of them now. In terms of
No,
importance.
it's not a different conversation.
That Messi would have chosen Icardi.
No,
would have brought-
Messi is not. Icardi is not a Messi's camp. You don't understand. Even Di Maria said it. Google it. Di Maria said it that
Everybody knows
Garnacho need to be
If
careful. All these
Icardi was good
Ronaldo-
enough, they would
Maria
have
even
brought
said-
him.
Wait, you guys Google this thing I'm saying. Even Di Maria said it
If he
recently.
was
this
good
year.
enough, they would have brought him. He's
No,
not good
with
enough.
Messi
You should
there,
say yes,
I don't do
Icardi.
it now.
You should sit down and
Di Maria
tell him.
even won
Icardi,
Garnacho. Di
Icardi
Maria
was
won
better.
Garnacho this year. Google it,
Not
2024.
even that Icardi played some of their qualifiers too now.
Di Maria won Garnacho. That you need to be careful with all these Ronaldo things he's doing. You can
Yep.
Google it. Di Maria literally won it. So Messi is like an emperor. He's even the. I would rather in my life, personal life, I would rather have a Ronaldo who, if he likes me, I know. If he doesn't like me, I know. Than who will be smiling to my face and be killing me behind me. So imagine that Messi looks like to the surface, those that are not really seeing it deeply. He don't like it, innocent guy. Killing people behind. If Di Maria came out to tell Garnacho, this is your Ronaldo stuff, you need to reduce it. Google it. You will see it where he said it.
I don't really see what value Icardi would have brought to the team, or that they really missed him. So I think if
That's why
Icardi
they
was
didn't do
good
anything
enough,
that World
if it was
Cup now.
Aguero we're talking about, which, you mean the World Cup that they won?
Yeah,
They
nah.
got to final now.
And they didn't win now.
2018, no, sir, they didn't. Sir, they didn't. It was France,
Okay,
Croatia.
no. Yeah, it was France Croatia. Yes.
In
14 that is-
2014, that they got to 2014
Final,
was
yeah.
when they got to the final.
How many?
See, forget.
Point is,
See what Ronaldo has done.
In Argentina's squad, if you are not a Messi's camp, if Messi doesn't give coach go ahead, they can't invite you.
Yeah, but my point, you can't use Icardi because to me, Icardi is not a good reference point. Because
Yeah,
Icardi,
it's not a good anything. And Messi they help guys. You understand? Ronaldo doesn't
How?
help anybody. He only helps
How is
himself.
Messi helping guys? Tell me. By choosing who is
let's
so
not-
is it
let's
more
not
Argentine
get-
than other people?
Let's
But
not
it's-
get sidetracked on this.
You're looking-
We can
you're
do a full episode of Messi vs Ronaldo.
No.
Um,
The thing is, you're looking at both of them from a different. They don't play almost. Messi
They are
can
not
play.
even
in
age
the-
mates. 2
Ronaldo
years is a
can
lot
play.
in people's lives.
no, I addressed that point now, Jude. I said what happens to Ronaldo, what happens to old players when they get old is one of two things. They either accept their age and accept their position on the bench and become bench players, or they move deeper on the pitch. Ronaldo doesn't want to do either one. He wants everybody else to work two
Feed
times
him the
harder
ball.
to accommodate him because his name is Ronaldo. For what? Well, I don't understand. What's the meaning of that? Everybody else has to run twice as hard. Everybody has to work twice as hard just so you can get a chance to score because you're the one that brought all of us to the
Is there
pitch
a
to play
better
football.
person in the bench?
Than Ronaldo.
Yeah.
In
Everybody's
what
better
football?
than Ronaldo.
In what football? Can you count 5 players that are better finishers than Ronaldo today?
Please.
This finishing thing is a myth. Today,
Somebody
it's a
that
myth.
scored in a season that just ended
Haaland
with
is
10.
one. Haaland
Why
is
would
one.
they-
Where-
Guy, let us go and bring Okechukwu from Nigeria because how many goals you
But
score,
somebody
Desi?
in
How many goals you score for
Madrid
Echo Boys?
goals.
You know, scoring 60 goals.
Ronaldo is more professional than I am.
No,
We have somebody in McDonald's league that is not scoring goals. In Hamburger league, it's not scoring.
how many goals they barely score for Echo Boys?
Don't-
Say why in
don't
not the
know.
world best?
Obi, you don't know how they
I
are
beg, I
over
beg.
here.
I beg. It's all this like Pele. You want to go and add the goals from your backyard, the one you scored, when you and your people were playing 5-a-side. Please,
I was
please,
shocked.
But
please.
dude, remember he won a trophy in like 3 months in America. So let's not
What's
start
that?
there.
What's
Messi.
that?
Yes, now.
With that,
A league where they don't
See-
relegate. A league where they don't go
Messi-
I'm
relegation.
not talking about the MLS.
Messi went to Inter Miami and immediately everybody's levels increased. All the
Straight up.
players,
Straight up.
plus 10 every attribute because Messi is in your team. Whereas if Ronaldo comes to your team, Ronaldo becomes your Jesus. All of you have to be worshiping him. everybody has to start passing. No.
Right. Speaking about
Let's take us somewhere. Let's let
He
him.
did not grow
Speaking
up,
about
He
worshipping
did not
and
grow
the
up.
press and coach, what do you guys think about Osimhen being banned from Super Eagles camp? Reportedly being banned from coming to Super
Didn't read
Eagles.
that
true?
news. I
Yeah,
didn't read that news.
he was banned. Depending when he tenders an
Yeah.
apology.
So
I read somewhere
Yeah,
that
I
if
mean-
he apologizes, it's 6 months. If he doesn't, it's a lifetime. I don't know if that.
that's what I read
That's
as well.
fine for
Yes.
him. And they might not win anything in his lifetime.
Last time we spoke about this, I was of the opinion that Osimhen behaved badly. I think this move is very stupid by the NFF. It's like
It's
cutting
very-
off your nose to spite your face.
Yes.
Two things can be true at once. You can say
Yes.
Osimhen behaved badly, but also admit that Finidi was acted improperly and for the betterment of the team, call everybody in-house and this thing. But no, trust Nigerians, and especially of the boomer generation. You want to show that, how dare him? Is it because he has money? Is it because it's this one, is that one? So now you want to scatter the whole thing. I think
That's
it's
the
foolishness.
mentality of people. I just feel the NFF is probably playing in the same propaganda like APC, the political party of Nigeria, right? The ruling party is playing. When Nigerians complain, they try to pick a scapegoat or try to act like
Yeah.
they care, right? So what happened is that they picked him as the scapegoat, which is wrong. I feel this should have been an in-house something that they could have dealt with quietly. But coming out and making Osimhen look like this, it won't give other players that confidence to come back to the national team, like foreign-based players. There might also be people that support Osimhen. It's just an outburst. I saw a video today of him walking away from what's the coach in the Napoli coach. I don't know what was happening, but I didn't pay attention. But what was written on the video is like, oh, he cannot do this to a white coach, cannot do this to a white coach. But he walked away from the white coach, dropped his jersey and left. You understand? It's an
Right, let me-
outburst. You can't kill somebody over an outburst. You can only try to professionally caution them so that next time they don't. But by banning him and doing all these things, is like,
Right.
what will happen next? The next person that will have an outburst over jersey. Do you remember that World Cup that they did? They were washing their jersey with their hands.
Yes.
that-
There's the player that said it now.
Mikel had to
No, male
support.
football. There was the
Why
player
go
that said,
now?
now, Omo Washam. There was a Nigerian player then, years ago.
Mikel paid for their hotel sometimes. Why didn't they have to ban people that came out to top? You understand? So it's somewhat like a Finidi George messed up in handling the situation. Osimhen messed up in his outburst. But at the same time, you cannot blame Osimhen because it's a reaction from an action,
Okay.
right? So you need to call both parties in-house and address the issue. And you as the NFF will not come out in front and say, oh, it's amicably resolved. You understand? We move on. Nobody needs to know what's done behind the books. 2 weeks, 3 weeks, Nigerians will forget about that matter. But coming to ban him, it will create the conversation again over the sports for another
It
week.
continues. Yeah.
Then they now lose again. They will now say NFF is stupid. Why will you ban your striker that you need? Do you understand? It just keeps
Right.
going.
My
So
response.
here's one angle to consider. Here's one angle to consider in this discussion based on social media posts. So Osimhen posted something yesterday, and I want you guys to tell me what you think about this post, right? And there was also something from Toby Amusan, the Nigerian sprinter. She said something about how nobody is bigger than the country. I think many people took it as a sub, given what's going on right now. So this is a post from Osimhen yesterday, without any caption, no words, just this post. To me, is pretty much him saying, "You guys are claiming I don't fuck with my country. Here is me in the trenches, basically, with all my fans. The real people are behind me." So obviously there's something going on between Osimhen and the NFF. What do you
Right,
guys think?
just bear with me. I'm going to go on. I'm going to be a bit long-winded, maybe, in my response. So just bear with me, guys. First things first. I kind of agree that two things can be wrong at the same time. But from my perspective, Osimhen is double wrong, and I'm going to explain why he's double wrong. What I mean by double wrong, because first things first. Reportedly, he had contract issues with Napoli. He refused to sign, and then his club put on TikTok trying to say he's a coconut and all of that. We all saw that early this year. We did not see Osimhen come out and shouting and raking thunder or gunky anybody. He did not say any of those things, right? But for Super Eagles, he felt that he can just do that, So, which if he is not, even if he is saying, "Oh, I respect my country,"
Like I said, one is paying.
even if he's saying, "I respect my country," that action is kind of counteracting his that image, because you're only shouting and making all this video and shouting. You did not do it for your club that made some kind of tropes. I'm not going to say what the word is. That made some kind of tropes on you. You did not say anything to defend yourself.
Racismo.
But now,
how do you say racism in Italian? Racismo.
You did not shout there. It's for your coach, Finidi George. Yes, even if he made or used you as a scapegoat, there's a way you can say without being utterly disrespectful in that manner. And I still think NFF is right to ban him and ask him to apologize, because they have to set a precedence. They have to set a precedence. Otherwise, other people will just continue doing this. We've heard of people slapping their coaches in other countries. We don't want, because it's going to start from Ogunki you to somebody think that they can go and slap their coach. So they have to set an example.
Okay.
You should come and apologize.
Let me offer some pushback for you,
Yes,
Dr. Tomes, like slides, right?
That's why I think he's double wrong for that.
No, do you think there's any merit to people saying, hey, like as Jude was saying before, the NFF fails Nigerian footballers. The Football Federation is incompetent, it's inefficient. Many a time the players don't get paid. Many a times they have to spend their own money on accommodation, on transport.
Before you land that point, do the NFF ban people for saying that? That has never been a problem.
No. That's what I'm getting to. But these are all things that happen in a normal climate. I mean, Napoli takes care of Osimhen. That's his primary employer, right? And for every other country, or for the most of the other countries in the world, the Football Federation actually does its job. You hear stories of in Nigeria, you have to pay to play. The people before they hire you for a job. Ericsson wrote that the NFF will tell you themselves that the out of your salary they will collect more. So there's incompetence all around. Can you blame Osimhen for not prioritizing?
Sorry, which Ericsson?
Playing for Nigeria?
No. The thing is, I don't blame him for not prioritizing Nigeria. That is not my bone of contention. My bone of contention here is him coming out and saying, "Ogunki you, Shaponoki you," like swearing and like totally disrespecting and insulting the manager in the video. I don't know if you saw the video Instagram rant that he did. That is not on. That is the one I'm against.
No, so are you saying the title of manager, irrespective of who's bearing it or the situation, that title itself just warrants respect, or does context matters?
You're missing the
don't
point.
think many of the Nigerian leaders.
I'm not even saying he doesn't have the right to argue. I'm not even saying he doesn't have the right to speak back. It's the manner of the insult and all of that. Like, yes, it's not warranted. You didn't do that for people that racially abused you. You're doing it for someone that just said, "Oh, you think you're bigger than the club." Come on, like.
Wait, but why? I'm saying, what's wrong with the insult? Honestly, because is it the position?
Directing it to like both the media outlets,
the media, the blogs,
not particularly to
all of the above.
Okay, so can I ask you that
anybody when they use my name, so I will not kill you. Ogunomakpai, is the coach not one of the people that sport his name too?
If the coach feels
can I ask Jude and Dr. Tops a question? So how would you think he should have reacted when the coach comes out to allege that, oh, you didn't want to play, you're faking injury, you think you're bigger than your country, which is clearly not true. Allegedly.
You can make.
How would you think he should have done? What do you think he could have done differently?
He can do everything apart from insult and bring all the guys to come and insult and destroy your family.
He can learn from the Nigerian and print a statement and write out. He doesn't have to play social media representation.
Isn't this what Mason Green Sancho did?
That's what Sancho tweeted.
It is not true.
Sancho didn't even go that far now. And
Sancho doesn't say that. I have always been professional. It is not true. He didn't even, and he was punished for it. So
he just said it is not true.
My point is, I'm trying to let's look at this thing in context, the two cases side by side. Do you think there's any option for a player to react if a coach makes an allegation against this person that it will react such that there will be no consequence on him?
From
You have to look, case in
I
point,
guess
Sancho's
maybe if
response.
it's private
He was,
now.
he
Maybe
was
if it's private
respectful.
reaction.
I think there are exceptions. If you have Messi or Ronaldo, then you can react that way. I
don't even think Messi has ever reacted that way for Argentina, has he? I don't think he has done that before.
Have they called him out before?
He has reacted to coaches in Barcelona, please.
Yeah, they will sack them immediately. They will sack the coach.
That coach that was playing, even Koeman, he reacted to Koeman. So please.
But that's club now.
the
That
thing
we're
is,
going
I don't,
club. I'm talking about
if,
country
like
now.
personally, I don't think even what Sancho did was wrong. Personally, I don't think it's wrong. If someone lies against you, you should have the right to come and say what you want. You know, but
he's been punished.
You are working for a club.
as I said,
So where you work, you cannot
like I
just
said, personally,
put a statement
now,
out.
their own,
That's
I don't know
wrong.
what their contract says in terms of code of conduct and behavior, so I cannot speak to that because I didn't sign the contract. But on the personal,
That's
on
why
the personal
Ronaldo had to
level,
wait for.
you have the right to defend yourself, defend your name at all points in time.
Exactly.
But
So if you
don't
look
have
at
to
football
defend
today,
yourself
is there
and then,
any
destroy
no?
somebody
So
in the
Shehu, you
meantime.
can also contribute, and Johnny Boy. My point is there if a coach accuses a player, whether rightly or wrongly, because it's between two of them largely, is there any way a player can react so that he's not punished? Because you look at Sancho, he
Yeah,
was
I think
respectful in his response. He's been
but
punished.
like let's not limit it to coach only. Let's limit it to all of us are all working in various fields of life. Your boss can do something, say something that you don't like, right? How do you address it? Is the question. How do you manage upwards? There's wisdom, obviously, in how you go about it. You can either go in front of the office or in the middle of the floor and be like, "Hey, bastard, what the hell do you mean by that? Thunder fire you," or you can go to his office and say, "Sorry, sir, I didn't like this thing that you said. Something like this." Like, I'm not saying which one is, but I'm saying wisdom. You use your brain basically.
What Sancho did, he did use his
don't
brain.
insult your.
I think
No.
I think there are two ways around
He
this,
didn't use
right?
his brain, but he didn't insult the
No.
coach. He was being
There's
polite.
There's one that is currently
No. Sancho basically called the coach a liar.
So if what the coach said is a lie, isn't that making him a liar?
But then,
Why you think-
I don't think the coach lied.
Is the question.
I don't think the coach lied.
But did you see what Dortmund
think-
tweeted? Sorry, did you see what Dortmund tweeted after their semi-final, the first leg? They tweeted, "This is the Sancho we've always known." Like,
Yeah,
more or
because
less like
they are
saying,
sucking up to him. They are sucking up to him. That I can't
Don't mind
use
them.
Dortmund
They are
judge.
doing it
They
for
are
social
sucking
media
up to him.
engagement. Why aren't they paying? Why aren't they buying him?
Yeah.
Why aren't they keeping him at Dortmund? They should keep him now. Since they love him so much. I beg. Judy, you're
They are
trying to say
sucking up to
something.
him. Leave
Yeah,
them.
obviously, I feel for the way they handle it nowadays, which a player can still get, a coach can still take on you, is you can use your agent. Your agent can release the statement, and you are not the person. It's your agent that is the entity attacking. Just like your brother can fight the coach, it's not you that is fighting the coach, but the coach can still take it
Yes,
personal.
yes, true.
Like the way Rashford brother tweeted today.
Osimhen used his agent. He's
The agent, yeah, that's how he went. But I think the other thing is just the football body has to look at the impact, though, because bringing out those stuff like social media, lots of people ran to Osimhen's page. The next thing people just do is directly to you. Thousands of people are already on your page, insulting you, attacking you.
Yeah,
With
but dude, that's part of reality we live in right now. So that I can't really use that to judge.
I'm saying like football has to do something to
As
protect
long
those.
as you're in the public space,
Because
you should accept that.
Nowadays, we have a mental situation of football. Before, we didn't have a mental situation of football. It's more about you have to be strong mentally. If they are doing whatever they are doing, you don't care. Be like King. Enter the pitch and match whoever that is against you. If you can even like say something to a player. Do you know how many times? I'm not saying it's right, but at the same time, football is becoming soft and changing, right? But it's
I
just
don't
something
think
that
it's soft. It's
the
just being
governing body of
emotionally
football
intelligent,
has to-
basically. That's all.
Emotionally intelligent. That's what I'm gonna say. Like, sorry.
Yeah, I'm in support of what Dr. Suf said. I think it's just simply because one is country and one is club. If he was for Napoli, he wouldn't do what he did. It's as simple as that. He wouldn't do that.
If it was Napoli,
He wouldn't do that. It's very simple. He wouldn't do that.
No, yeah, I
he
mean
wouldn't do that.
that's his source of
so,
income, right? So
so
he has
Johnny
to be more
Boy, you are
conscious.
also against Osimhen's position on this.
No, I'm more of like both of them are wrong, but at the same time, I'm more of saying like Osimhen, what he did was wrong in terms of like if it was Napoli, he wouldn't do that. It's very simple because Napoli even they even remember when they were was it maybe insulted him or something. There was something.
It's the social media handler that insulted him now.
Exactly.
That called him, but that's not the coach. He's an employee.
Yeah, but
That
Yeah.
is something
that
else.
representing
It's
the
a
club,
different
though.
case.
But it's kind of similar to me though.
Yeah, I mean,
Social media
I think
handler.
we're
Do
all.
you know in the hierarchy of the company where social media handler? It's
But
like
it
a
was
control
authorized.
staff.
It was
But
authorized, though. He can't just
think
post.
the club is
Yeah, he's authorized.
okay.
He's speaking for the club.
Exactly.
Right in that regard.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Let's. I mean,
It
this
doesn't-
this was a
it doesn't
very
take, yeah.
spirited, very lively
Yeah, so,
conversation. Like in
two of them
general,
were wrong, but one was
And
wronger.
I think.
Exactly.
Just for the benefit of the listeners, you know, is we should note that like we have an ongoing leaderboard for predictions that we're all making, you know, with regards to the scores. So far, you know, Dr. Toves has.
Don't say it like that. Don't say it like that. Dr. Tones and
I think
Johnny
it's
Boy
fine.
has 1 point. You made it sound like I'm the loser.
I can't even hear you. Show me your mic. Something is wrong with his network or so. But I think I should be leading, right? If it's not
No,
because
Shehu
of
is leading. Shehu is leading. He has 3.
it's because of one team that I cannot try to support. That's just the thing. On paper, I believe they will win, but I cannot come out and say they are going to win. You understand?
Yes.
It's lucky. It's
Can we see the scoreboard, please?
lucky
I want
to
to
be
see. I want to see the predictions you made that gave you 3.
it's just lucky to be on team.
Your
No, he's on 3.
your
Shehu is on 3.
now. You
tied
say he
with
has 3,
Dixon
right?
at
No, I'm
2.
saying that John should be tied with
Judah and Dixon
Gaddafi.
are tied at
Dr.
2 because yeah, sure, you
out-
can. I'll put it up
It should
for.
even be 0.
Wow, you went for a draw for England. Wow, okay.
After you know. No, Jordan, he is tied
The
with
England-
Gaddafi. He's won.
You don't even believe in them.
He's tied with Gaddafi at the bottom of the table.
I seriously thought I went for
So,
a
Dr. Toves,
against,
Slovenia
Slovakia.
versus
I'm
Serbia,
very
he
shocked
called
that
that
he went for
correctly
draw.
as a draw. Yeah, I went for a draw for England. That's what put me over the top. And Jude called Slovenia versus Serbia correctly, and Austria versus Poland. Johnny Boy called Spain correctly. That's the only one he called correctly because that's his dear team. Dixon called Spain versus Italy correctly, and he called Netherlands versus France correctly as a draw. I called Denmark versus England as a draw, Spain to win, Italy, Austria to beat Poland, and so I have 3 points. But like for the remaining 3 games in this round, Georgia versus Czech Republic, there's
And I changed my
4
Romania
Czech
to draw
Republic
or no?
predictions and 1 Georgia. That's Jews. Portugal versus
Yeah, because
Turkey,
I
3 for
didn't-
Portugal,
I don't
2
see
draws.
Belgium winning, but can I change it to draw?
And
or no?
Romania
It's too
versus
late.
Belgium.
Oh, okay.
2 for Romania and 3 Belgium. So
all
you
the
know,
goals
we'll
that
see what
Osimhen was calling, please come and support Romania. Thank you very much.
you said. You said Romania would win. Now this is your that's it here. No, you can't change it. It's locked in. It's
I was
locked
so
in at this
disappointed.
point.
Me too.
Now. Because I watched their qualifying. I watched their first game.
Come on, support
Oh,
Romania.
so-
babe. No,
as
you
Romania
and
beat
Dixon
Belgium.
They
saw
almost did it.
something.
Remember,
It's
they
Dixon that
almost did it
misled
the
us in this Slovenia
Yes,
versus
now,
Serbia
let's-
because
they
I
almost did
followed
it.
Dixon to pick
It's like,
Slovenia. And,
they almost
it
did
was
the same way the Atletico almost won Champions League.
it was.
Almost and collected 4. Yes, starting.
almost doesn't kill the better.
Next episode will be next Friday, right?
So this is where
They'll
things
probably would
stand.
have
We
started
started
the
the
run of
game week
16.
2, so this is the
No,
current
mind you,
leaderboard. By the next episode, we'll see where people are in terms of their predictions and the predictions they made for the other games. And